Hello, my name is Roberto Wakerell-Cruz from the Post Millennial, and today we're going to be taking a look at CTV's Jessica Allen, who managed to upset just about the entire population of Canada in just under 3 paragraphs of text. For those of you who don't know, Allen is a contributor on the show The Social. It's on CTV, and it's something like The View, where it's a bunch of people and they give their opinions on certain topics. Jessica Allen wanted to give her opinion on Don Cherry's firing, but what she actually managed to do was upset just about everyone in this country who cares about hockey. So let's show that clip right here.
I don't worship at the altar of hockey. There's a certain type of person in my mind, in my experience, who does. And they all tended to be white boys who weren't, let's say, very nice. They were not generally thoughtful. They were often bullies. Their parents were able to afford to put them, spend $5,000 a year on minor hockey. And for me, Don Cherry is the walking and talking representative of that type.
Jessica, you're stepping on some skates here, and let me tell you why. All right, first off, I'm no white boy, and last night I had tacos for dinner and watched the Leafs lose to the Islanders. So the white boy thing, it seems to make no sense. Also, it's not just boys that play hockey. There's girls hockey, and we're actually pretty good at it if you look at the Olympic golds. The problem is, Jess, is that you're attacking something that's part of Canada's national identity. Basically, since day one, Canadians have loved hockey. We live in a frozen tundra, a lot of it, that has a lot of frozen lakes. And then a bunch of crazy guys decided to put knives on their feet and skate out on the ice, got a couple sticks, and started playing around, beating each other up. So the problem with attacking part of Canada's identity is that you're gonna get a lot of people upset, as we saw with the Twitter reaction, where a lot of hockey moms, a lot of hockey families, and some hockey players ended up going after you. So this made Jessica want to clear her name a little bit on the next episode of The Social, where she had this to say.
I wish these experiences didn't happen. And they in no way negate all the positive experiences millions in this country have had with hockey. And my lived experiences certainly don't negate how much good the sport does for communities and families across the country. Rest assured, hockey families, I wasn't speaking about your sons and daughters, who I'm sure aren't bullies and I'm sure love the game as much as you do. I was speaking about my own lived experiences, often negative experiences with those who played the sport, and how they have led to me being conflicted, really conflicted, about how hockey is so closely bound to our national identity.
Who exactly were you talking about? You say that you were going through lived experiences where you had negative experiences with hockey players, but then you go on to say that you weren't talking about the sons and daughters of people who put their kids into hockey. The two aren't congruent. So you either are criticizing hockey culture or you're not. And here you are. And you're getting a lot of parents mad because they look at their little boy or little girl and go, Jessica Allen is bullying my kid by calling him a loser. That's mean to her. So I don't really think that doesn't check out in my books. Secondly, Jess, I feel like you're not really getting the full picture of hockey in Canada, where it is a sense of community. A lot of small towns, a lot of medium-sized towns, big towns have the hockey rink as the center of the community. You wake up at 5 a.m., you get your coffee and donuts, and you bring your kid to the game. This is a communal thing that you're attacking, and obviously it's not going to go over well. So although Jess really tried to clear the air there, it seemed like she just dug herself a bigger hole. Right after this episode aired, a couple things happened. First off, the hashtags Fired Jess Allen and Fired Jessica Allen, if you weren't sure who Jess was, started trending on Twitter for pretty much the whole day, all throughout Thursday. If you looked at your sidebar, trends for you, Fired Jess Allen. So clearly a lot of people are very upset. Not just random people either. Specifically, Tom Strashnitsky, the father of one of the Humboldt Broncos players who recently, thankfully, gained feeling back in his legs, went to Twitter and definitely did not have some very nice words for Jess. Basically said that they were going to blacklist CTV because of these insane comments that she was making. And finally, after the hellstorm that Jess has put CTV through, they had this to say. These are the comments CTV released. Jessica Allen's comments about hockey have generated an extraordinary response. We've been touched by the stories we've heard from Canadians everywhere, including families from Humboldt, about what the game means to them. We would like to apologize to everyone who was offended by the remarks and let you know your feedback sparked so much debate and introspection at The Social and CTV. We won't restrict our hosts from offering their opinions on an opinion show, but we'll always listen to the viewers when they offer theirs, confirming that they will not be firing Jessica Allen. Now, Jessica, here's what I'm going to say to you. You attacked Don Cherry, a man who has had a past of saying some controversial things, but you attacked him for not choosing his words too wisely. Now, you've gone through a little bit of an episode where social media went right after you. And what do you think you could have done better? Maybe chosen your words a little more wisely? So I feel like there's a little bit of sympathy that you could have gained here. Don Cherry, a Canadian icon, has recently just been fired for comments that he made, and now you're going through a similar ordeal. Can you see why people might be calling you a little bit of a hypocrite at this point? Anyway, Jessica, I'm reaching out to you. I'm going to say, we get that you're sorry, but it's just not really cutting it. You really stepped on a lot of skates out there.